Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2.
Big brother trying to mess with my head. He whispers sweet nothing, things better left unsaid. We got our ears to the ground, our eyes wide open and keen. No gaslight, shadows gonna dim our screen. Cheeks, she don't play no games. She calls out all their fake claims. Sloop intuition, we got that vision. No ad hominem allowed, just facts shouted loud. Sloop intuition, we got that vision. No ad hominem allowed, just facts shouted loud. Just facts shouted loud. Just facts shouted loud. Propaganda trying to twist up the truth. They feeding us lies from our childhood youth. But Patrick, he leading the way with the flashlight bright, exposing the darkness and bringing the light. Truth intuition, we got that vision. No ad hominem allowed, just facts shouted loud. Truth intuition, we got that vision. No ad hominem allowed, just facts shouted loud. They try to divide us with their silly schemes. Break up our squad, break up all of our dreams. But we stick together, strong and true. Sleuth crew coming for you.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. Today we are diving into the Brown University shooter, and it is a manhunt. This guy got away, killed 2 people, injured 9 others, and he's on the loose. They don't have a clue who this man is, or even if it is a man. So I do want to welcome everybody back. Go ahead and share my screen with you. So this happened December 13th. It's about 5 days ago. So what I want to try to do with the sleuth crew today is try to profile this guy. Like who are we looking for? So let's do a quick overview on the case here. The red is an indicator of his movements after the shooting. And the green are the locations in the movement prior to the shooting. So I don't know if he's coming and going through this area here. Looks like he wants to head in this direction. So I don't know if he came in around Preston Street So maybe he's not going east. Maybe he headed south on Ives. But why run this way if he's heading south? Good to see you. Jill, Rain Dancer, Jari. What's that? We'll just call you 48. Fugty Fadisi. Either way, welcome in everybody. And all you lurkers too. And the replay crew, we got love for you. Leave a comment. Let us know what's going on with you guys. We know you're busy. So who is this guy? Where is he going? Who is he targeting? Is he a former student? Current student? Possibly disgruntled teacher? Apparently he screamed something in the class and then opened fire. So we'll see if we can make sense of any of this here. So December 13th of this year, shooting inside the Barris and Hawley Engineering Building during academic session. So that'd be right here in this location. So green is an indicator of his movements prior to the shooting. You can kind of see him doing his recon. Where do I enter? Where do I exit? Maybe even looking for all those cameras, right? Like, okay, I'm being captured on camera here. Maybe that's why he went around. But most likely he was just doing recon, trying to see how busy it is. Is there any cops anywhere? Trying to see, maybe even trying to get his courage up. Maybe he came with the bus or the train. Well, it appears that he may have entered in from over here and appears to possibly be leaving in that same direction. So what could be over here? Is there a highway, freeway, bus stop? Maybe he parked a car. Maybe he lives over here. So it kind of has him lingering just outside of the classrooms here. Jari says, I'm thinking student. Well, they've been throwing this one guy's name out all over, and I don't think it's him. Doesn't look like him. Mustafa Carbouch, but it could be. So you guys might have seen this guy. And remember, we're not trying to accuse anybody here, but they're throwing this guy all over the internet. Apparently, he's some kind of radicalized liberal. He might even be actually from Palestine originally. He might not be a U.S. citizen, might be here on a visa. But for whatever reason, the university was scrubbing all of this information of this guy, Mustafa. And I don't know if it's just kind of to protect him because of who he is and how he kind of resembles this guy here. But I'm just not too sure about that. The only thing I hate about camera angles, it's the same thing that was going on with the Delphi case. You can't really tell really how tall the individual is. It's very misleading. But for whatever reason, they took down his Brown University profile. It's no longer available. So yeah, they're definitely pointing fingers at people. Here he is again. Mustafa is his name. So they might have just been protecting him. But we are looking for kind of like this double thing going on. So I can see why they think it's him. But the broad shoulders, very stocky. Thin legs, about 5'8". So they might have been trying to protect Mustafa. And if he's not the guy, which there is absolutely no evidence, but man, they're just throwing this guy all over the internet. And I guess I am too, right? But I want to put it into context. I mean, is this the guy we're looking for here? We're looking for a guy that's about 5'8". So I don't know. He seems a little bit short. He seems like he's more my height, like right around 5'6" ish. Unless this guy's just really tall. These guys might just be really tall around him. So yeah, they're throwing this guy's name around. I do have the radio chatter if you guys want to watch that real quick. You can hear them arresting some guy in the bathroom. Man, these cops are kind of dumb. Like, I apologize if some of you are law enforcement or have law enforcement in your family. I just listened to this radio chatter. I mean, it's just crazy.
All right. As of right now, we have no other information as to where this person might be. But we consider that this is still active here. Receive any victims we incur, we're going to send them the way we came in, that hallway. We'll run them up.
Return. Now, any information from any of the victims are now.
Oh, real quick. Some of the breaking information is about full shell casings, like actual bullets, live rounds, were found at the crime scene. And to me, that sounds like a signature. They're not releasing any information about there being writing on it or anything like that. But I think they've learned to kind of keep that off the TV, try to, hold that closer to the vest. But I think it's possible that there might be writing on those bullets. That's just speculation, but I mean, why would he drop any live rounds? That doesn't make any sense. He was using, I believe, a 9mm pistol, ran into a classroom, yelled something, but the students were just so scared they don't even remember what he said. So, this is definitely sounds more like a terrorist act. On the 13th, right? That satanic day. And also the day after, we had two men commit a very horrendous similar act in Australia. So I'm wondering if these can be connected. They are looking for a second shooter now. We could be looking at groups of lone wolves committing these types of attacks all over the Western world, over Palestine, and just in general. Joyce is possibly PO'd at the girl he shot first. Could be. Bus station. Is there a bus station in this direction? Not sure. There might be. There should be. I mean, it's right near college campus. There should be a bus stop in every direction. What's up, Cyber? People with hip problems don't like to walk a lot. Yeah, this guy's walking quite a bit. And the thing is, he has this really big beer gut. Some people just carry that weight. Like me, I just carry this gut around. And I can walk for miles. I could easily walk 10 miles. A lot more, but easily I would hit that 10-mile mark.
Not getting anything right now, no.
Lieutenant, I don't want to interrupt you. What do you want? SWAT guns showing up to me.
Front of the building. We'll rally up here at the front of the building. I need to make one guy off and go get the armored vehicle in case this goes somewhere else. Start it this way.
Courtney Level, I'm on the highway. What route are you at? I don't know any info.
Arms behind the
Right
back.
in the corner of
Marines.
Waterman.
They're caught near 82 Fonz Alley, Fonz and Thea Street for an SP call of a white male in the area smoking a cigarette acting too calm, says the caller. Next to La Crappy.
Where do you go? I'm taking a look.
Got the shooter. We believe we got the shooter. He stands back holding in the bathroom. Put the fucking gun on the ground! Put the fucking gun on the ground! You can get
Location of that suspect.
downstairs in the bathroom. Is that the basement?
Bathroom.
No one else talk while the guys are in contact. That's it. No yell.
Yeah, Rain Dancer. If it's fake, Broadcastify faked it. I pulled it right from Broadcastify. Just went right down the list from the entire day and clicked each one. Bink, bink, bink. Just went in a row. Okay, so we had 2 students killed and 9 wounded. Weapon was a handgun. Spent casings and unfired live rounds were recovered. Law enforcement stated that it's important for DNA, possibly fingerprints, or both, right? Getting DNA from Layton's. Shooter is still at large. Masked individual in dark clothing seen on surveillance near campus before and after the shooting. No name, no arrest. Second person of interest, a separate individual seen near the primary person of interest on neighborhood camera footage, not named as a suspect. Let's pull that up. Yeah, so there's a big conspiracy going on around the whole Mustafa guy. But honestly, I don't think he matches up. He could, camera angles they're a bitch. I mean, this guy looks different heights and weights in each one of these photos here. See, the side view here makes him look short. Like anywhere between, I don't know, 5'5" and 5'8". He's got these little legs. But here he doesn't look that short, and his neck looks long. He's definitely got like a double chin going on. I mean, that Mustafa guy, he does match that description. Here's the person of interest, number 2. Here's a really good one. So he could be Middle Eastern, could be black, maybe Native American, maybe Islander, Pacific Island. He had stuff under the jacket. Yeah, I mean, it could even be like a Kevlar vest. Kind of looks like there might be something here. But I mean, that's his gut. Like this dude's, he's just fat. From one fatty to another. This is a hereditary. This is eating and probably booze right here. But at the same time, he's very active, right? He can still move around. So maybe at one time he was a Marine in the military. Notice how he puts his hands behind his back? I know a lot of people do that anyway, but that's just something that I see with these military guys. They're always kind of standing upright, hands behind their back, trying to stand proper. But yeah, you can tell he's got the double chin going on here. He's got the chubby cheeks, big fat head, fat arms, fat beer belly, and short legs with a really wide walk. He's got a wide gait. I think what I want to do, what I plan to do with this case is try to identify this jacket. So if you guys want some homework or something, if you guys want to do me a huge favor, maybe try to identify this jacket. It's kind of giving that jean jacket reflection. Here it seems brown, but here they have it more of like a greenish color. Same with here. It's got wide hips, wide shoulders. Yeah, we're looking for like somebody with a big gut. Rain dancer. That's why he had his arms in the back under the jacket in the belly region. There is stuff. Well, he has a bag here. He's got a bag off to the side. And he's kind of wearing it like a holster, like a shoulder holster. And he has the bag low where he can just reach in. So he's got this long neck. And it's kind of hanging down right here. No, I don't think the belly's fake. I mean, it matches up. Look at his fat neck. The fat neck and the belly line up to me, and the wide hips. All right, you can see the spare tire right here. All right, he's built like a midnight snacker, is what I like to call him. Right? You never see him eating. Like, why are you so fat? I don't ever see you eating. Well, it's because you don't wake up at midnight to catch him with the munchies, right? That's my problem. Catch me at midnight with a fucking bowl of cereal or something. Put the spoon down and walk away from the bowl. Some midnight munchies, man. That's what that belly reminds me of. Because he put stuff under his jacket. What stuff? He has a handgun. There's no stuff to hide. Like he has nothing to hide. The crime was used with a handgun that's easily concealable. Maybe some rounds, maybe some ammo, but that would easily fit in that small bag. The only thing really that he could hide under this jacket would be like a Kevlar vest. There's no reason to hide anything. Maybe another change of clothes. He's just going to rip this clothes off and start walking away. Maybe another layer of clothes. But tactically, I just don't see any reason for there to be anything under his shirt that would cause him to look fat. 48 says, you know what? I was thinking the same thing too. Kind of looks like, kind of giving me like lesbian vibes. But here you can kind of see that it's a man. He's got a really defined chin. Looks like very thick brows too. So might be looking for somebody who was in fighting or weightlifting or might have abused steroids or something. Very large chin. That's what you get from steroids. You get this raised brow and like an elongated chin. He seems kind of muscular in this one. Booze, alcohol. The interesting thing is, if you compare between the original bad quality images and the newest one, what's that? So-called person in proximity, there is really a big quality difference. This one right here is really good. But he has like a drink in his hand. He just seems kind of nonchalant. All right, we're going to hear from one of the witnesses here in a minute. Okay, an earlier detained individual questioned and released. That's the guy who was being arrested in the bathroom. Right? Cops are like, "We found the shooter," just because there's a guy in a bathroom in the basement, right? He's the shooter. Let's yell at him and point guns at him. Well, it could be. But for him to say that over the radio, we have the shooter. FBI involved, $50,000 reward offered. Police reviewing extensive surveillance, canvassing neighborhoods, and collecting tips. All right, let's hear from one of the witnesses. This is the guy that talks about the shooter coming in and yelling something. I mean, I think they know what he yelled. Oh, it's just, how do you not know? How does a whole classroom just be like, well, he yelled something and we don't know what it is? That's fucking weird to me.
At Brown University was in the classroom leading a study session
CNN.
when the gunman opened fire. Thank you so much for being here. I am so sorry for what you had to witness. I'm glad that you were okay. Can you explain what went down?
It's hard to really put to words. It all really happened so fast. I think the number one thing for me is just making sure everybody's okay and, you know, the community is safe and everybody feels like there's some type of peace on campus.
Yeah,
Glasses?
understandable. Can you just describe what was happening in the classroom when the gunman came in?
Yeah, we just finished up our last review session of the year. And then we ended a little bit late. It ended around like 4:03, and I was giving my closing remarks. And then as soon as everybody stood up and started exiting the room, we heard what sounded like gunshots outside the door, and we heard screaming from various students. And then about 5 seconds later, we see a gunman enter the room, and then he just screamed something and just started shooting.
See, he screamed something.
So you saw the gunman enter the room where you were.
So he's there for a reason.
Yeah, I was standing in the front of the auditorium, and he came through the back. So we pretty much directly made eye contact, and then as soon as that happened, I looked to my students and told them to come to the front, and then I just left.
And was the gunman shooting when he entered the room?
No, he came in, pointed the gun, and then he screamed something. I don't know what he said, and none of the other students know what he said. But
None of us know what he said.
yeah, then he just started shooting right after that. So from that moment to the first gunshot, it was probably around 5 to 7 seconds.
That's the motive. That's the key to the motive right there.
So what I'm hearing you saying is that you already had heard the gunshot outside the classroom, and then all of a sudden he appeared in your classroom. scream something, and
We
then
heard what sounded like gunshots outside, yes, but my mind didn't necessarily go to gunshots right away just because we're at Brown University. It's an Ivy League institution. You don't really assume the first loud sound you hear is gunshots until you see the gun right in front of you and you
I can't even imagine how terrifying that was. You're the person in charge. You're the TA in the classroom helping these students study, and you look up and
Yeah,
there
this is terrifying.
a man with a gun, and he started to shoot in the auditorium where
This is kind of off topic, but did you guys hear? I'm just thinking about all these scary things. We can't feel safe in public anymore. But I don't know what state it was out of, but there's a story of a woman that was changing her baby in a public restroom on one of those changing tables that kind of flips down, kind of folds down. And a woman came in from behind her and began to stab her in the back with a knife. So imagine you're just changing your child and somebody begins pushing a knife into your flesh. So I guess the moral of that story is that I just feel like there's no safe place anymore. The places that we're vulnerable are the places that we're going to be attacked. That's why school shooting is a thing, because there's no guns allowed there, right? It's a perfect place for a coward to attack people. I can kill you and you can't kill me. I mean, that sounds perfect for a selfish, sadistic psychopath.
you were leading the study session. I know it's probably a blur, but what unfolded from there?
As soon as he started shooting, I just wanted to make sure that the rest of the students and I were safe. And then from the time that transpired, I made sure to call 911 DPS, and I tried to let them know the situation, but with it still being extremely fresh and it honestly feeling like super unreal, I couldn't really explain any real details other than that we were
Yeah, I think it'd be like a
the room
dream.
in Ferris and Holly 166, and I was with around 20 students hiding behind that desk. So it was mostly just mumbling, trying to get as much help as I can.
Around 20 students behind one desk. Can you describe the sort of physical layout of where you were a little bit more?
Yeah, so the desk is probably a length of around 10 feet or so, and we all just hid behind it as best as we could. There wasn't too much space, but we made do because at the end of the day, we just all wanted to survive.
And was he shooting towards you?
Who knows? Maybe I'm not here today. That's something we don't know.
Did it appear indiscriminate, or did it appear that he was looking for somebody?
That part, I'm not too sure. As soon as I locked eyes with him and his gun, I immediately looked at my residence and I did look up until DJ telling me that everything would be all right.
So yeah, that's crazy. So he ran into the classroom and yelled something. To me, that's going to be the motive. That's going to give them everything they need as far as the motive. What did he yell? Was it Allah Akbar? Was it something suicidal? Like what did he say? That's everything. Why would you walk into the classroom, make sure that you get your message out, and then begin shooting? Right. I don't think this is your typical school shooter where I'm just going to shoot everybody that I see. Teachers, little children, anybody that walks into my site is a target. So Ella Cook was 19 years old. She was a sophomore. She was from Birmingham, Alabama, vice president of Brown's College Republicans. So she was a Republican. Yikes. Maybe she was targeted. Maybe that's who was targeted. Right? Some radical liberal. That seems to be their thing, right? Commit a murder, a political assassination, and then leave shell casings with something inscribed on them. But this one doesn't line up. Muhammad Aziz Umar Zokov, 18-year-old freshman, Uzbek American from Virginia, double majoring in biochemistry and neuroscience. Others say 9 other students were wounded in the shooting and treated at Rhode Island Hospital. All were Brown students. Some of the confirmed names include Kendall Turner. She was critically injured. Spencer Yang was shot in the leg. The full list of others wounded students' names has not yet been publicly released. 2 students killed, 9 students wounded. I believe it was a 9mm handgun that was used. So, yeah, that's interesting. Ella Cook, 19-year-old sophomore from Birmingham, Alabama, president of Browns College Republicans. Let's see if we can look up her. Ella Cook. Maybe she was the target. Yeah, maybe this was a political thing. Ella Cobbs Cook. There's her obituary. Oh, that's so sad. So pointless. It's just not fair. Here, let me put this up for you guys to see. She had everything ahead of her. Yeah, she may have been the target. This may have been a political thing. We've seen what happened to Charlie Kirk, Bondi Beach. 2 terrorists opened fire on, I think it was a Hanukkah celebration. Let's see. Ella Cobbs Cook was born on July 18th, 2006, in Birmingham, Alabama, and her bright young life was taken from her on December 13th, 2025. What the hell? At Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Ella was the daughter of Anna Bishop Cook and Richard Polnitz Cook, both of Birmingham, and the sister of Richard Hooker Polnitz Cook and Mary Hammer Cook. Her paternal grandparents were Deanne Polnitz Cook and Arthur Philip Cook Jr. I don't know. I wonder, maybe was she Jewish? Let me see what I have on what happened on the beach the other day. Okay. So on December 14th in Sydney, Australia, 2 gunmen opened fire near Bondi Beach during a public Hanukkah celebration. Chanukah by the sea, attended by hundreds of people. Around 6:40 to 6:47 p.m. AEDT, the attackers fired dozens of rounds towards the crowd, causing panic and chaos. Police and emergency service responded quickly to the scene. Okay, so recently there was some reports coming out of the FBI and the White House telling us to watch out for these lone wolf attacks, right? Be on the lookout for these attacks from terrorist attacks. Is that what we're seeing? They told us to watch out for these types of attacks, these lone wolf attacks, right? That's the most effective way for a terrorist to respond, right? You don't come in a big army. You kind of hide in plain sight, and then you just attack innocent people when they're vulnerable. And then you disappear or you become a martyr. and you allow them to take your life. Well, on the 13th, we're hearing about 2 suspects, right? The very next day in Australia, you have 2 suspects opening fire on innocent people. Could this be connected? And could we be expecting more attacks like this? It's hard to say when we don't know the motive for Brown University. So let me pull up this map again. Actually, let's pull this back up. All right, guys, I need to hear from you. Need to hear from the sleuth. What are you seeing here? Who are we looking for? Let's see if we can profile this guy. If he's even the shooter, right? I mean, they're probably sure about that now. All they have to do is show this photograph to some of the victims or the witnesses and say, hey, is this the guy? Okay, so what do we know about this person? So he's described generally as a male. This is a really good photo. I like this one here. Approximately 5'8" tall with a stocky build, seen wearing dark clothing, a hat, and a mask. Somebody was saying glasses. I'm not seeing glasses here, but it kind of looks like there might be glasses here in this photo. Yeah, I think he might have glasses on. There's like some kind of blurriness over the eyes. But I can't tell. Can't be sure. But apparently he's 5'8". The shooting occurred shortly after 4 p.m. The shooter fired over 40 rounds inside a classroom before fleeing on foot. So 40 rounds, that's a lot for a 9mm. You can have an extended magazine that could fit 30 rounds. So he must have had multiple magazines. After the attack, the suspect was seen calmly leaving the area on surveillance video. Gotcha. You surely will. Good to see you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Is it in my email? I'll take a look at it. Yeah, we're going to cover Delphi tonight. And then tomorrow we have our first episode of Sleuth Intuition Live with our special guest, Luther Vandross, who is a case expert on the Missy Beavers case, and that will be our case highlight. We'll talk on some true crime news. We'll touch on some of the breaking cases that were recently hitting the headlines. Rob Reiner, probably talk a little bit about the West Memphis 3 and some updates in the John Benet Ramsey case. We'll also be taking phone calls at the end. Don't miss it. Hey, Amy, how you doing? It's good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it's beyond. It's almost like it's taking reality away from us, right? You just can't live a normal life. You're losing touch with reality. Like, this can't be real. I can't be going to school, chasing my dreams, trying to accomplish all my goals, and I have to be worried that some fat, double-chinned incel terrorist, whatever you want to call him, is going to come in here and kill me when I'm doing finals. And the fact that it was finals, I wonder if that had something to do with it. It's very stressful for some people. So maybe it's a combination of things. Finals, holding grudges, politically motivated, just overwhelming. Maybe even being radicalized behind the scenes. Yeah, like a sleeper cell. Guess that's why they have DNA. Hopefully they have DNA. Do they have DNA? He threw away the magazine, maybe. Yeah, maybe even look for that bag. We saw what happened in the Charlie Kirk shooting. The guy, he didn't go very far and he dumped the rifle. So maybe this black bag is somewhere. Maybe they have it already. But I think there's a good chance this black bag is out there. If it hasn't been recovered. But we need to try to get an idea. We need to find that jacket, you guys. I think that's the key. That is the key. Or something that we can work with right now. Anyway. We need to find this jacket. Looks like it might have a hood, maybe one that you can zip away, perhaps. Might be brown, might be army green. Two-tone, right around the chest area. Yeah, it looks like a pretty thin coat. Doesn't look very thick. So we got two tones here. Not sure how you handle weapons. Yeah, you can put it in a holster. You can tuck it in your waistband. You can have it in a shoulder holster. You can just throw it in your backpack. So I think it's possible that the weapon is out there. Maybe even that bag is stuffed in somebody's bush in their backyard. But he had gloves. There is one photo where he appears to have gloves on and then he takes them off. See right here, he has gloves on. So I wonder if this is right before the shooting. But there's one photograph where he's not wearing them. Oh, here it is, right here. Gloves off. Gloves on. Same with this. Gloves on, gloves off. Okay, and the shooter timeline, let's put this one back up. So the green represents before the shooting. So between 2 and 2:53 p.m. on the 13th, neighborhood cameras show the person of interest walking near streets surrounding Browns, Barris, and Holly Engineering Building. That's this building right here, where you see this large red arrow. So between 2 and 2:53, he's walking where you see the green lines. At 4:03 p.m., video shows the same individual crossing Hope Street near a responding police cruiser shortly after the shooting. So there's video, I believe, of a police cruiser kind of stopping right here, checking on something. And you can see the shooter kind of freeze up here. Or possibly even right here. Somewhere along this area, there's actually a cop right there near the shooter. But he's just acting so calm, he doesn't look suspicious. So maybe he panicked and went too far, but ultimately was trying to get back here to Governor Street and a young orchard and Preston. All right, doesn't it appear like he's going in this direction, south? Does he live there? Did he park a car there? Do you have to pull away the magazine to exchange it? Yes. So you click a button on the bottom of your gun, bottom of your handgun. The magazine falls out. You take another magazine and shove it in. Hey, Don Spain, what's going on? Yep, the bridge guy stuff. It absolutely does. You guys hold that thought. I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. Here, let me put this on full screen for you. Oh, man, the coffee went right through me. All right, see where we're at on the chat. Blind Squirrel, what the hell? How you been? Where you been hiding? Bridge guy vibe. Yeah, let's put the image back up there. Maybe we can work on it a little bit. I don't know which one would be the best to work on. I don't know if there's anything there to work on. It's just so horrible. Worse than the bridge guy video. What's up, Landscape? It's so sad that this is happening. I'm thinking that it might be terrorist sleeper cells, but I don't know. That's what I'm getting. I'm not getting the vibe of a typical school shooter type. You know what I mean? This is somebody who walked in the classroom, shouted something, which I believe is the key to everything. That's got to be the motivation. Maybe law enforcement told them, to keep that hush. Right? That's something only the killer would know. Plus the witnesses and the victims and everybody, So keep that hush, Might be something they said. Yeah, it's good to see you, Blind Squirrel. Landscape. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Thursday, December 18th. Christmas is right around the corner. Hopefully you guys are all set. Rain Dancer. When the media noise is gone, the killer is in prison. Friends, parents, loved ones are all alone in their grief, and nothing can bring the dead back. That is the result of such a psychopath. Yeah, and that's why they do it, right? They want to shock the world. You guys have ignored me, right? They're victims, right? You've ignored me for far too long. I will be heard. They have this complex. Some people can't just relax, right? They their ego's out of control. Personality disorders, psychopathy, sadism, and then oftentimes they get radicalized. And scary part is sometimes the FBI and the CIA are involved with the radicalization of these types. They get involved in their groups, and then one day they just kind of look around and say, "Hey, we should go do a shooting, or we should kidnap a politician or something." And then a group of them might say, "Okay, if you say so." A lot of people don't talk about that, but it does happen. He looks like he's wearing glasses right here for sure. I don't usually use this program for this. This is just something that's on Microsoft here. But if I open my Pinnacle program, it's going to bog down my system. So I'm just trying to get a good look at the jacket. Seems like there might be an emblem here. Let's drop those highlights out of there. Yeah, that's just not going to do it. We'll have to work on that later. Two other Australian husband and wife lost their lives trying to save others. Yeah, what happened on Bondi Beach was terrifying because you can see people just kind of standing around, not realizing like, hey, there's people literally trying to kill us all right now. They can just hear these banging noises. Then you have these two sick individuals that are firing off as many rounds as possible, trying to kill as many people as they can, simply because they're Jewish. And there's this endless war, right? It's like a religious war between Judaism and Islam. And I don't know if it'll ever end. Well, I guess one day everything's going to end, but see, I think this one is helpful here because you can see that he has a long neck and he's got a double chin here. Thank you, Jari. Yep, if you guys want to support me, give me a tip, buy me a coffee, hook up a stocking stuffer, do it there. And if you can't hit the Cash App, just hit the like button. It's just as fun. Okay. So he's got this jacket on and what appears to be another shirt underneath, which might be a jersey. It's got like a tag on the side. Yeah, see this? What is this? Oh my God, it's the Bridge Guy fanny pack. As in the person in proximity. It's a blue shirt. Yeah, definitely looks blue. What kind of pants are these? These kind of look like Air Jordans. Let's see if I can find the pair that I'm thinking of. I'll try to find the pair that I'm referring to. Can't find him. What the hell? Maybe these ones? No, I think I was wrong. Yeah, it's definitely not those. But you can kind of see where it looks like the rubber's kind of coming up over the sole. Carol, what's up? They just said the MIT shooting is related. Oh, shit. Yeah, wasn't there an MIT teacher? I was looking into that as well. I felt like it was related. Let's see. I just couldn't find enough information on it. Let's see here. Who was Nuno Loureiro, MIT professor, gunned down in apartment near university? Police probe potential ties between Brown University and attack on MIT professor. Yikes. Police are investigating possible ties between Saturday's shooting at Brown University and Monday's slaying of a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The Nextars WPRI has learned. An unknown gunman shot and killed Brown Engineering Building where students were prepping for an exam. 2 days later, an unknown gunman shot MIT professor Nuno Loureiro multiple times inside his home in Brookline, Massachusetts, about 50 miles north of Providence. WPRI has confirmed that law enforcement is now examining possible ties between the two crimes. Multiple people familiar with the investigation said that they have discovered evidence showing the two may be linked. It's the bullets, you guys. I'm telling you, they're leaving signatures just like all of these other politically motivated crimes. These liberals, they become radicalized for whatever reason. It happens. It does happen. FBI special agent in charge, Ted Dock, said Tuesday that there seemed to be no connection between the two shootings. So there's a reason that they believe that, and it could be a sure. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. They found an unused magazine with DNA. Good. Yeah, we did read that. Welcome in, Carol. Yeah, I think Bondi Beach and what happened to this MIT guy could all be related. Honestly, I'm not really seeing anything tactical about it, Blind Squirrel, really. These might be cargo pants, but I can't tell. They just look like jeans. This looks like some kind of a t-shirt and a basic windbreaker. So I don't know if he has his gun holstered, maybe right here, kind of sticking out a little bit. It is named Brookline, not Brooklyn. Oh, Brookline, yeah. Yes, we know. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for today's live stream. If you have anything to add, speak now or forever hold your peace. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to show you. Let's see. Don says leftist wackos are different than liberals. These killers are radicalized, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, liberal is what people know them as, but true liberals, yeah, absolutely. You're right about that. People can be radicalized, sitting in an echo chamber, suffering in silence with your own medical and mental health issues, very internalized, not seeking any help. And then it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And the political climate doesn't help, right? Calling like people like Donald Trump a Nazi. Like, I mean, who doesn't want to kill a Nazi? You know, we grew up hating Nazis. Everybody's gone through the same history class, you know. We hate Nazis. So if you call somebody a Nazi enough, you're going to hate them. Especially if you're very emotionally charged and you can be manipulated. You know, you got to be careful. Those are the folks that get radicalized. They just get so emotional that they become blind. They react. Instead of kind of taking a deep breath, sitting back and looking at everything. They just respond. They don't even care about the consequences, right? Well, at least in that very moment, anyway. What's up, Ducketology? Shouldn't we identify the shooter before saying his thoughts? Yeah. But we're just speculating, right? We're trying to take all of the evidence. For instance, he walked into a classroom and yelled something. I don't think that's typical for that we hear with school shooters. You know, they begin shooting indiscriminately. They don't walk into a classroom with the gun down, yell something, and then begin shooting. So the evidence is telling us something, right? It's giving us some information. We're not just speaking blindly. Like, we do have some information. And it's up to you guys to kind of tell me what your vibe is on this. Who are we looking for? We don't have a lot to go on. I don't even think you could say his thoughts even when they do catch him. That's why you got to try to guess and figure them out, and then try to determine where he went, where he was going, why he was there, why he did this. Was he trying to send a message? Is he part of a bigger group? Is this connected to what happened in Bondi? Is this connected to what happened to the MIT professor? Law enforcement believes so. Must be, I think it's the shell casings. I think he may have written something down on the bullets and left them there. Just like Luigi Mangione. There are sickos on the left and the right, but for a long time, only the right sickos were in the media. That's why people felt it's not fair reporting. Well, that reminds me of the Oklahoma City bombing, right? There was CIA and FBI apparently involved with motivating those individuals. So for whatever reason, they're radicalizing the left right now. You know, it's all manipulation. The world is a stage, and they're doing it for a reason. I'm responding to Sleuth's statement about liberals, ducketology, not the case necessarily. And what is he doing walking around, right? He's walking around. He's being captured on cameras. What is he doing? Let's pull this video up. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so he's seen about 2 hours before the shooting just walking around. What is he doing? Is he getting his nerves together? Is he trying to figure out how he's going to enter and leave? Yeah, I agree with that, especially right now. Bus or on train? Yeah, who's this guy? All right, guys, I think that's going to do it. I don't think I missed anything that I wanted to cover. Let me triple check here. But we will be live again tonight, and then tomorrow will be our first episode of Sleuth Intuition Live. We got a special guest. We're going to be covering multiple cases and highlighting the Missy Beavers case. So if you guys have been following that, we will be doing a deep dive tomorrow night. Don't miss it. All right, that's it. That's everything I got, you guys. Replay crew, you know exactly what to do. Leave a comment. We'll get back to you. Everybody else, thank you for joining in. And if you need to get a hold of me for whatever reason, shoot me an email. Don't be shy.
Big brother trying to mess with my head. He whispers sweet nothing, things better left unsaid. We got our ears to the ground, our eyes wide open and keen. No gaslight, shadows gonna dim our screen. Cheeks, she don't play no games. She calls out all their fake claims. Slow intuition, we got that vision. No ad hominem allowed, just facts shouted loud. Slow intuition, we got that vision. No ad hominem allowed, just facts shouted loud. Propaganda trying to twist up the truth. They feeding us lies from our childhood youth. But Patrick, he leading the way with a flashlight bright. silly schemes, break up our squad, break up all of our dreams, but we stick together, strong and true. Sleuth crew coming for you.